Good afternoon. It's afternoon down here and it's afternoon up there. It's about 1 o'clock up there. It's 12:07 down here. Well, I'm sorry I'm late. I was running around doing some household chores. You know, you have to set your priorities in life. That's one of the reasons why I don't do a live video because you have in order for it to be effective, it has to be done pretty much the same time every day or every week or whatever, and I'm a little too unpredictable for that, but I am going to do one live video soon. I will let you know what day I'm going to do it and what time I'm going to do it as soon as I figure out if I can do it with my equipment. Okay, so what's happening? Well, you've got Steve Bannon getting ready to go to jail. You got Roger Stone out there telling his plans for when they get to take the election away from us. And I have to tell you something. Uh, I think people like Roger Stone, the Democrats aren't vindictive enough. I think people like Roger Stone should be prosecuted for sedition when this is all over. You know, the people he hung out with on January 6th, all of them were arrested, charged, and convicted of charges of sedition. How come he wasn't? Because he's a big media player? People are afraid of those guys, you know? Nobody's afraid of me. Of course, I'm not a big media player, but nobody's afraid of me. Not, since I got old. When I was younger and messing around a lot, yeah, people were afraid of me. I had a violent temper and I knew how to use certain things, so people stayed away from me. I don't, nobody bothers me now. I don't do anything but this. And if this upsets Trump, like I said before, I'm 78 years old. I got arthritis in my hips. I got bad shoulders, bad hands, bad everything. But if that fat bastard wants to fight, I'll be there. Okay. You get these headlines, and I've told you about this before. Trump busted his apocalyptic lies completely fall apart. He's not busted because if he was busted, I mean, some of this stuff is actually true, but you don't get the mainstream news media interested in this stuff because there are no dead bodies. Mainstream media seems to concentrate on dead bodies, school massacres, war, whatever. Anything that requires you to listen to what they're actually saying or to watch something that's not violent just doesn't do it for these people. They go in the bathroom, they take a shit, they do whatever. It's like commercials. Nobody pays any attention to the commercials. It's like halftime at the Super Bowl. The water pressure in New York City drops dramatically because everybody's out flushing their toilet at the same time. I heard that and I laughed for about a day. It was just ridiculous. But it's true. You know, I hope I'm really wrong about this, but I got the feeling that uh, this is the end of democracy we're facing right now, and I'm not going to have that much time to suffer with no pension or anything like that, but it's like I said, it's probably a good thing I'm not in the United States because I would get arrested for something going after Trump or somebody else in the megas. Or I'd get my ass kicked, get shot, killed because I'd go uh, try and do something. But it is you know Republicans are doing two things. They're either getting upset with Trump because he's just doesn't have a plan. You know, his plan for his election is bullshit. All right, it's all about vengeance. He has no platform other than to destroy democracy. You know, turn this country into a racist country. This will last about 10 years, and then I don't know what the next form of government will be, but I can tell you it won't be based upon anything Trump says or does. You know, and most of the people that are associated with him will be dead by then, including me. But that's just, pleasant thoughts, right? Let me check. I'm going to check some things while I'm talking to you here. Uh, I was looking at his stock. Not stock. His what do you call that thing he does? The media company he owns. What's the name of the company he owns? Come on. Come on. Why won't it do this? Okay. Doesn't exist. Alright, let's go here. Let's see if I get the right letters typed in this time. I'm dyslexic or something. I don't know. I'm just getting old. Trump's stock is down. Today it's down 9.82%. It's 31.31 now. This is like a meme stock. This one will come back because somebody will say something spectacular, and it'll come back. But in the meantime, he hasn't lost any money yet. I don't think. Value, yes, but money, no. He doesn't lose cash. See, that's the thing about the stock market. You don't lose cash, you lose value, which means you lose the ability, you lose your line of credit or something like that. And there's another video, and this is true because I've seen him do this. He has no respect for veterans of any war. First of all, he was he couldn't go to Vietnam because he had bone spurs. Now, let you be honest with you. I didn't think we could win the Vietnam War because of some stuff I read about from a major general in the British Army whose specialty was guerrilla warfare. I just thought that it was a money war. People just made tons of money off of that war, but nothing really got accomplished. But I avoided it by joining the National Guard, which meant I was involved in the Newark riots and some other things. And if I had re-enlisted in the National Guard, which they offered me some money to do, I would have ended up in Vietnam. But I didn't, so I didn't. Trump had bone spurs, to avoid the draft. And we all know that's bullshit, If that bastard had bone spurs, he wouldn't be able to walk a golf course. So, that was a lie. That was just like the old, from the revolutionary days where didn't want to go in the army, you paid somebody else to go in for you. Something similar to that. The one thing I can tell you about Donald Trump that I've seen in my research of him is he's a coward. He will stand behind 1,000 people and yell at you, but he's not going to go stand in front of that 1,000 people and yell at you. And speaking of people standing in front of people, you ever look at the people when they show him talking at a rally or something? You ever look at the people behind him and then go look at another rally either before or after that, and you see a lot of the same faces that travel with him. And they're not really, I don't know what the audience out front does, why they're there, except that they're, gun-toting and everything else, because they're just, that's just the way he is. He brings out the worst in people, doesn't bring out the best in people, And a true leader, and Kennedy did this, and he was a leader, but he wasn't a good person, but he was a leader. He's got a shitty husband, but he was a leader. Obama did it. He was a leader, and he was a good husband. He was a good man. They bring out the best in people. Okay? Trump brings out the worst in people. You know, if you're a bigot or a slumlord or something else, then you want to be on Donald Trump's side because he supports these people, you know, and that's it's a horrible thing. I mean, he's just, but he does it, you know. He's brings out the worst in people, and some of these people don't. And some of these people are so bad that when they bring, for him to bring the worst out, and it's just this, you know, I laugh. He actually thinks he's going to be able to govern in a couple of years after he's elected, but he'll be in charge of something. He's not going to be in charge of anything. These guys like Roger Stone and what was the other guy's name? I said I can't remember it now. That's how my memory goes bad. But the other guy that's in the background writing platform stuff for him and everything like that, this is what's going to happen. They're going to be running the country, you know. The Pope isn't. He thinks he might be able to get it. It's a Christianity. It's a Christian right wing. It's some. He'll put some evangelist preacher in charge or something, you know, and that's where that'll be the end of the U.S. for good, you know. And the thing is, you know, we have this great army and everything like that, and it's fractured. With this huge split at the top and all the garbage that goes with it, I really don't know what would happen if there was a war tomorrow. And I don't think Putin knows either. He knows that if Trump wins, he can probably just walk in and, you know, take over the United States without firing a shot. Because that's just the way he is. That's the way Trump is. He'll sell you, you know. All right, so listen, I don't have a lot to say today because there's really not a lot in the news, you know, and which scares me a little bit because that means everybody's operating behind closed doors and there's not a lot of public stuff going on. But anyhow, I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day.